Welcome, my friends. Still trying to hone an introduction. Um, so yeah, I'll keep experimenting with that. Anyway, this is not going to be an official episode of any of my shows or particular treatise or discourse on one topic. Um, kind of like my old arbitrary interludes. It's really ironic because the arbitrary interludes seem more popular with my tiny audience than the actual concentrated, you know, thematic or topical videos. I guess I don't know. Maybe people like to hear me talk and ramble about everything and anything, but not on one particular topic. So some kind of reptile in my throat. So here's the trip. So I am gonna just wing it. Now I do have a few things I want to talk about. So uh, yeah, a basic update on me. I'm kind of doing these as though they are live streams. I watch a lot of live streams these days, and I really love them. But I mean, if I did a live stream, even if I relentlessly promoted it for days, I'd probably get maybe 2 to 3 people, absolute tops, watching it live. I don't even know if they'd stick around the whole stream or do a live chat and all that stuff. I love all that stuff, but maybe when I get 1,000 followers and I get monetized and I'm kind of on the grid, more on the map, I will try to do such a thing, and maybe I'll have some viewers. Unfortunately, then I'll have to be a little bit more circumspect about some of the things I talk about when I talk about social political matters, because the bigger you are, 1,000 followers is not big, but again, you're monetized, so you're on the map. Algorithms are tracking you, and they're tracking you now. I mean, they track me now. This is why I really beg people to put likes on my videos, because the less likes I have, the more likely I will be lost in the algorithms. So even people who are following me, subscribed, you may want to watch a new video, want to get notified about it. I mean, they may get a notification to hit the little bell thing at the bottom. Please do that. But if they're just like watching YouTube and have a column of recommends, they will not. Mine stuff will not come up. I get lost. The robots, they have a certain system in place, and it's not really friendly to people with minimal subscribers. Anyway, that's all stuff to shoot for. I've really thought briefly this week about ending the channel altogether, curtailing it, doing it less often. I don't think, most of November I didn't shoot any videos or post any videos. I know there are at least 2 to 3 weeks solid when I didn't shoot anything. I don't think the dates on my things have anything but all of November. So maybe it was more than 3 weeks. That's a big record for me. So I've been trying to recoup, and I'm doing pretty good now. My it's not as constant and frantic, but it's regular. I would say average every 3 to 6 days, I put out a new video. Roughly 2 a week now. Sometimes I'll put out a bunch at one time or in a day or two. I tend to shoot several in a row, and I don't really stagger them that well. I kind of am like, I want to put them all up. But anyway, I've been discouraged by the lack of. I've lost some subscribers lately. I don't know who or why. And I get less likes than I used to, even not long ago, and I never got a lot. And less views very recently. I've been, it's dropped off. I think I peaked with the Last Tango in Paris video, or the blue collar video. So it got me a little discouraged about Blue Review and what I'm doing. And I know some of them have been very long. I was promising to do 45 minutes to an hour tops. Spider-Man one was epic length. And then I think I did one after that was 50 minutes. The Eternals one that I'm getting ready to do is going to probably be closer to an hour. I'm not going to do We Need to Talk About Eternals Part 2 yet. But when I do it, it's mainly going to be about the comics. That's if I do a Part 2. If I never do, then I'll take Part 1 off of the title for the one I have up. But I wanted to say, I did watch Eternals. I am going to do a video on it. I am going to do a Blue Review episode all about the Eternals. And I'm going to talk about the comics and in context. Same way I do with all the comic book adaptations. I did it with Shang-Chi. I did it with Spider-Man No Way Home. If I can just cut those down to about an hour instead of going crazy. But I want to show you guys a few things, and maybe this will cover some of the things I would cover in the Eternals video, so it won't be so overlong. I put all my Eternals issues up for sale. I didn't have the entire original Kirby series. I think I had, out of 19 issues, well, 20, including the annual, I think I had 17. I put them all up for sale. I've only sold issue 19. That's it. I haven't sold any others. That was the cheapest one because it had a little water damage. But the lady who bought it was very thankful and really enjoyed it, gave me good feedback. Saw the movie. Not going to go into the movie right now. I'm going to shoot that this weekend. But since I was putting them all up for sale, some time ago I saw something that was this item was $40, standard retail price. Guy had it on eBay for like 27 or something, and he was accepting offers. And I went kind of, a little lower, and he countered. And then I think I put it to 15. I didn't think he was going to accept it, but he did. So after shipping, I think I paid $20 altogether. This was a couple of months ago. I don't think I could afford it in January, the way things are going. But anyway, this is the Eternals. Oh, I want to bend it up here. This is I think I did. This is the Eternals Jack Kirby, the complete collection. But this is the original series that I'm selling. This is all 19 issues. The original 1970 series. I think it ran 76 to 77, or 77 to 78. And this was, and I also have the annual. So it's 20 separate issues. Incredible. Look at this beautiful production value. Like I said, this retails for $40, which is ridiculously high. And this is all nice, slick pages. Oh my God. Some of these I bought when they came out, or my mom bought them for me. I was a wee tot. I think maybe I could read them. I think I was able to read. And my mom started giving me comics long before I was able to read. Sometimes I would get her to read parts of them to me. Sometimes when my grandmother would visit, I would get her to read them to me. Look at this great character. This is Ajax. In the movie, he's played by Salma Hayek. Visually, the only thing they retained was the blue and gold signature colors, the navy blue and gold. And she does have a funky helmet. But other than that, she doesn't really look a whole like this. They took the purple out. But I'll get into that when I do my review of Eternals. Such beautiful art. This movie kind of raped this comic book series. I had the 80s Eternal series, written by Peter B. Gillis, though Walt Simonson wrote the last couple of issues. Mostly drawn by Sal Buscema and inked by Al Gordon. Pretty good series. I loved it when it first came out. Upon revisiting some of it, I was kind of last year. I was kind of like, nah, it's okay. I mean, he tried. Peter B. Gillis was the right guy to do it. He did great work on the Defenders. Really good, above average 80s Marvel writer. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Cool guy. But I sold that series, all 12 issues. Of course, this is way before the movie came out, even though it was supposed to already be out, but it kept getting delayed, allegedly because of COVID. That movie, that series, I sold for $100. They're on like 8.0 to 9.0 mint, near mint. Getting some notifications from some friends. That's the beeping or weirdness. But anyway, I love that comic book. Another one I got on eBay really cheap because I had, we'll see, out of the 27 key issues plus annual, 28 key issues of this series, they came out in the mid to late 70s. When I say that, I mean the last 4 issues were not written by the creator, Steve Gerber, so I don't care about those issues. Those 27 issues, I got a collection of all of them and some other stories. So this is the essential. It really is literally the essential. Does it say it? Oh, it's reversed. Essential Howard the Duck with a cool Brian Boland cover. I don't think it's the only time he did Howard the Duck. But yeah, this is Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck 1 through 27, annual number 1. Marvel Treasury Edition 12, which I really wish I had a copy of, the original, because it's a Defender story. It was a crossover between Howard and the Defenders. He was writing both at the time. I was collecting Defenders at the time, not Howard the Duck, but he joined the Defenders. He was definitely a member. Wikipedia does a terrible page on the Defenders. They got all kinds of shit wrong and omitted. Also, Giant Size Man Thing 4, which was a story that Gerber did with Frank Brunner in between his appearances in Man Thing, Fear with the Man Thing, or Adventure into Fear, starring the Man Thing, and Man Thing #1, and then his own comic. I think he battled in this one, in that one, the Frank Brunner story, he battled. Oh, well, it doesn't say it on the cover. It does not say it on the cover. It says Giant Size Man Thing 4. But actually, they did the story. Well, let's see. Excerpts from the original Fear stories. Yeah, Fear and Man Thing #1. The Giant Size Man Thing 4 and Giant Size Man Thing 5. It's actually 2 stories, short stories, by Steve Gerber and Frank Brunner in 2 issues. And the first one he battles the Garco, the Man Frog, and the next one he battles Bessie the Hell Cow, which was a cow that was vampirized by Count Dracula. It was a major Marvel character in the 70s. This is amazing. It's black and white, but some of the art is really suited to black and white. The Gene Colan stuff. I was going to say this. This is going to sound really stupid, but spontaneously, I was about to say, this is a marvel. But yeah, obviously. No, but it is. It's a wonder to behold. Howard the Duck. I didn't appreciate you when you were first out on the stands. I was too young and naive. Even though I loved Steve Gerber, I didn't appreciate his Omega the Unknown either. Because as much as I liked his superhero stuff, when he started getting, I wasn't really a big Man Thing collector either. So like Man Thing, Howard the Duck, Omega the Unknown, his kind of outliers, stuff that was more far out even than his Defenders, which is pretty far out. Still superheroes. And of course his other superhero work like Submariner, Daredevil, a few fill-ins, other series he did that was notable that I did follow a little bit because he was sort of a superhero, was the Son of Satan. Now, in hindsight, that whole body of work of Gerber's, including Defenders and Daredevil, down to Son of Satan, Man Thing, Howard the Duck, Omega the Unknown, it was all interlocking. And it even interlocked a little with his Submariner work because of the Atlantis stuff. If you read it all as one giant, like if somebody collected a Steve Gerber's 70s Marvel collection in an omnibus, it would be a big omnibus. It would be 2 volumes with all of his Man Thing, all of his Howard the Duck, all of his Defenders, all of his Omega, and then his short but great runs on Daredevil and Submariner, and all of his Son of Satans. Is there anyone I'm forgetting? There might be some I'm forgetting. He did a couple, and a little bit of Iron Man. That was very key. Oh my God, what a great collection that! Oh, and Marvel 2-in-1. He did several Marvel 2-in-1s, and they were key issues too with the Thing, and the Thing also joined the Defenders. At this point, I'm rambling. It's been a long day. I'm on this really weird nerve pain medicine, and it's also sometimes prescribed to people for depression. And yeah, I mean it's like super Prozac. It really elevates my mood, makes me kind of hyper. A good friend asked me tonight, how does it interact with alcohol? Because I've been drinking more recently, and part of it is just to numb the pain because they won't give me real pain medicine, hydrocodone and stuff like that because their doctors are gripped by drug hysteria and it's all corporate garbage. I almost did a whole video on my experience this week at the doctor and how it tied in with my very strong views on healthcare and Medi-Cal for all. And I might still do one. Who knows? I've got a lot to say on it. My thoughts really aren't gathered enough at the moment to do anything cogent on such topics. I'm actually starting to wind down now. I've been kind of up all day, and I've been pretty wired. Now it's starting to kind of plane off a little. So let me go ahead and just throw a few more things in here before I split. Basically, I was just going to say, hey, been in a lot of pain, some depression, but mostly just a lot of physical agony. My hands are fucked up. This is one of the few times I'm not wearing my braces here. I don't even know where I put my braces. not very organized right now. I wear these constantly. You've seen them in other videos. My ex love Ad Meliora called them my gauntlets. I love that. I miss her a lot. That's been hard. But I've given up. Um, but I think about her a lot every day, and it's rough. But at least we didn't get too deeply involved in the flesh, or this would have been pretty devastating. It's already horrible. People will be like, somebody said to me, so I guess that's not too bad, right? You seem to be handling it well. I said, no, it's horrible. It's awful. It's hell, and it is. It's hell. But I'm a sensitive person. I was in love. This is the first person that I've really been in love with since my ex fiance left, which was 2.5 years ago. But it seems like 2.5 weeks. But it was hard. Those 2 years have been hell. First 2 years. This year hasn't been too bad in that area. And then when I I knew her for years. But when I got involved finally with Ms. Meliora, it was different. And it was amazing. God, I could just go on and on about her. But she hurt me, and I know why she did. It's just ridiculous. Um, I'm at wit's end with this whole thing. I'm at the end of my tether. Man at the end of his tether. What's the H.G. Wells quote? That's me. I'm a man at the end of his tether. I'm tired of giving everyone else the benefit of the doubt because of their past, their traumas, their mental illness, issues, personal issues, their baggage. Melior said to me, she said, I've got 2 kids, I've got 6 cats, and I live in Arkansas. I want to move in with you. I don't want to come to you and be trailing all this baggage with me. And I said, man, my house is big enough for 2 kids, you, 6 cats, and my academy. It is, just barely, but it is, and I don't know. I loved her. I still love her. I'm interested in women in the sense that I like their company. I definitely want to be sexually active with women. Women excite me. They attract me, but um, I don't know. Sometimes I attract them, but I don't know. I love her, and I made a character based on her. I'm going to draw her when I can actually draw. I've got 2 other people I know who said it would be cool to use their likeness for drawings. Was it only 2? 2 or 3? Yeah, 3 actually. So I've cast one of them definitely as a character. The other 2 I'm kind of going back and forth. What character would be cool for this? I have a virtual file, like super thick, of if it were a real file in papers, of Flickr Street character references. I'm excited. I'm excited about drawing again. I've been writing. I jot down stuff by hand or type it real fast and send it to my alternate account in Messenger, so I'll have a record of it. And then a lot of times I'll cut and paste that into my files, my Word files. My brain is always going with Flickr Street. I know where it's going. I'm there. I'm in my mind. I do a lot of dreaming that I use in Flickr Street, and then I dream a lot of scenarios that are compatible with Flickr Street or involve people I've known that I've based characters on, so I can quickly fictionalize that into a Flickr Street analog. So that's the other thing. Other than my physical condition and I'm broke, Flickr Street and my creativity is paramount to me. I have my guitar. I've been writing some music, and I've been more improvisation, mood, ambient. I really like it. I don't have a proper way to record it right now. I don't have any real recording, anything. So what I've been doing is recording in my messenger. I've been opening the window as I'm sending my alternate account a message, and I've been doing the voice thing, and I've been playing. The sonics, the acoustics aren't ideal, so the sound gets a little muffled, and when it gets high pitched, sometimes it almost bleeds out. It's too high pitched for this thing to record properly, but it gives me a sketch I can listen to back and go, oh, there's some nice ideas, some texture. So it sucks, because I want to do some music and sing, and I've been singing a lot. I've been writing lyrics again. I've been going over all my old composed songs and songs I did with bands I was in. And then, this kind of more loose stuff. And I want to combine them. I was going to record an album in summer of 2019. It got really knocked back when I lost my job in December 2018. And then everything happened with Kelly. So by summer 2019, the music, I did do some, like I restrung my guitar and I played and I came up with some stuff. I wrote half of a song and I went back and forth on the title. I was going to call it Golden Mean. I was going to call it Golden Mean 33. Then I thought about calling a band or an album that. I'm still iffy. I came up with a few melodies, which now I've kind of forgotten. I mean, mainly because they didn't have vocal lines. If they had vocal lines, I could probably replicate it and remember it. But there was just melodic guitar parts, but they were simple. So I can probably stumble back upon them. The main thing creative and powerful, important that I did to me anyway, and I've got a few fans, sort of, that summer was a week after Kelly said it's over for good. I founded the Flicker Street Studio, which is really the studio we built in my living room, which was going to be bigger. Sometimes I've made videos over there. This is my living room here. But Flicker Street Studio, and I did a bunch of new artwork, and I framed a lot of my artwork, and I set them up, and I did a picture that I used for my Flicker Street cover story. I made the pages, the fan pages. I made one new one, and I beefed up the one I already had, and I used all my graphics. I built my website and got the domain name Flicker Street, and or it's either Flicker. I think it's Henry Covert's Flicker Street. So I got that website, so you could check out www.henrycovertsflickerstreet.net, I think is the site. Maybe I'll put it below if I remember. It's in construction. It only has a few posts and some artwork. It's all laid out. I have a massive document I've been talking about in tons of videos. I still haven't posted. And I need to post it because it's done. I wanted to post it with new illustrations. I didn't really have too many existing ones that really, really fit the subject matter. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was laying out those new pictures. One in particular I was halfway finished with. My hands got really fucked up a couple months ago. But anyway, what I was gonna say is, yeah, I got that accomplished, but that's 2.5 years ago. I've only finished a few pieces of art since then, really of note. And the last major one I finished was Zap Valley, and I did a whole video on her, on that character, and used that piece of art as a thumbnail. So check it out if you're curious. The video is called The Death of Zap Valley. It's from a few months ago, like May or June or something. Anyway, yeah, so Flicker Street, my health, my hands. I still work 3 days a week at my day job. That's going pretty good. I have a little bit of social interaction, except when I go to the post office to mail my eBay. So speaking of my eBay, I'm going to do what I promised in my last video, which was the Looking for Mr. Goodbar episode of Blue Review. Please check it out. Please like it. Please like this video. Please share it. Something. So anyway, I'm selling this stuff. Blue Collar, since I got it on Blu-ray and I reviewed it. Selling my beautiful Anchor Bay copy. This is long out of print. Other than one little tiny bump there, this is in like new condition. This has the insert with Mr. Richard Pryor talking smack as Zeke Brown. One of my all-time favorite movies. It's been out of print for quite a few years. All this first wave of Anchor Bay, put together by William Lustig and Jay Douglas, who I knew personally during this period. They would send me stuff to review on videotape. I was still reviewing tapes, and then they transitioned me to DVD, actually. They started sending me my first DVDs. I finally sold all of them that I had left, which was like Demons 2, Phenomena, Deep Red. I had a few that I gave away years ago to friends. Like I had the Kentucky Fried Movie and a couple others. And some I sold, like Prizzy's Honor and 2 or 3 others. But those 4 Argento collection ones I kept for years. Tenebrae, so 3. So 5 movies. Those were my first 5 DVDs, and I kept them for years, and then I sold them because they're all on Blu-ray. I only replaced, wow. I think I've only replaced Demons. I have Demons on Blu-ray. Remind me to review that someday. That was one of my first Italian horror movie experiences. I rented way back, like about 30 years ago. But anyway, Blue Collar, one of my favorites. This, like I said, was the first wave before William Lustig and Jay Douglas broke off and founded Blue Underground, which is still going. I believe Jay Douglas has passed away. He was a great guy. I talked to him a little more than I did Bill. They were great guys. I could call Bill at his house, like, hey, can you send me some tapes for review? And he'd be like, yeah. And it was a little embarrassing because like, okay, Henry, I guess you've seen my movie Maniac. I'm putting that on VHS. I'll send that to you. And I said, actually, I've never seen Maniac. How about Maniac Cop? Written by Larry Cohen. I directed. I'm like, no, I haven't seen that either. He's like, okay, I'll send this to you. And then I would talk to Jay Douglas, and he'd be like, yeah, you should really watch Heathers. Have you seen Heathers? I'm like, no, I haven't seen Heathers. I'm embarrassed. He's like, this man, it's like the Led Zeppelin of goths movies. I'm like, what? What do you mean? He's like, well, Led Zeppelin is like an essential hard rock band. You've got to hear Led Zeppelin 4. Heathers is like that with, that kind of movie. And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to see it. So he sent that to me. Have I reviewed Heathers for this channel? I don't know. I don't have the more recent, like, souped up Blu-ray, but I do have the original Blu-ray edition. And I've watched it a few times. I love that movie. So anyway, this one I'm selling for, I think I just brought it down to like $27 plus $3.25 shipping and handling. I'm having to raise my shipping prices slightly because the post office raised them on me. So, but best offer always. I'll buzz through these and then I'm gonna split. I Drink Your Blood. Oh my God. Len Lowry. This one, it took me years to finally see, and man, when I finally saw it, it was an absolute hoot. I've seen this about 3 times total. It is incredible. I might watch it one more. Well, it's on Tubi, so I'll watch it on Tubi. I don't want to put any more wear on this. This is the direct, deluxe, uncensored director's cut. And I gotta say, it is one of the wildest, craziest, low-budget, nutty 70s horror movies I've ever seen. Every time I watch it, I like it a little more. All right, Last Man on Earth. I have reviewed this on this channel. One of my favorites. My favorite Vincent Price movie. This is my favorite adaptation of I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. This is on MGM. This one's also long out of print. Anything in here? No inserts. I think I'm selling this around 12. Again, our best offer. Massacre Time by the great Lucio Fulci, starring the great Franco Nero with the great George Hilton, also starring the pretty good Nino Castelnuovo. Another great one. I think I've got this down to about $9 plus postage. They're all plus postage. All DVDs go media mail, $3.25. I'm telling you all this because, man, this is like an advertisement for my eBay channel. When I started doing these videos, I promised, I was going to do some videos on my eBay. I really needed to, and I never did. So now I'm kind of catching up. Run Man Run. This one's on Blue Underground by Bill Lustig. This is the great Tomas Milian. I think right now, this one was kind of hard to find. So the Blu-ray is pretty ubiquitous, the Blu-ray of it, but I think I've got it down to about maybe 20 now plus postage, but I'm gonna, best offer. Rockers from MVD, Music Video Distributors. This one is essential. I watched this thing twice this week, once tonight, and oh my gosh, so great. This is a movie. It's like a semi-fictional movie. They were going to do a documentary, but they ended up doing a scripted movie with some improvisations based around Leroy Wallace, who's a real-life musician. These people essentially played themselves, but it was scripted as a fictionalized story, but it's based on fact. So basically, they played themselves and reenacted some scenarios, but it's not shot like verite or documentary style. It's shot, in a real composed, cut, structured, fictional movie style. But it is about reggae musicians and Rastafaris. they speak in a heavy patois, Jamaican patois, the speech, speech patterns, dialect, whatever. So there's subtitles throughout the movie already on the movie, so you don't have to do the optional subtitles. This is pretty amazing, really. The music's incredible. Burning Spear, Gregory Isaacs, Big Youth, Dillinger, Leroy Wallace. It's just a great era, and it really tells you a lot about the Rastas. I am endlessly fascinated by Rastafaris, Jamaican, the black Jamaican populace, reggae music, ska, dub reggae. Dub reggae is my favorite kind. Rastafari culture. I've got some books on it. I'd like to end up getting all the Blu-rays. I'd like to get Blu-rays of all the movies on this. It's kind of like punk. One of those niche things I love collecting. I still have quite a few punk DVDs. A few I'm selling because they are on Blu-ray. A few are bootlegs. Live record. DVD-Rs. I'll explain the bootleg joke in some other video. Sorry about that. That's like an in joke. But only if you live in Charlotte and go to music stores way back in the day, you wouldn't understand it otherwise. It's pretty silly. This was Near Dark. I think I'm selling this for $40. This is a beautiful, kind of prismatic sleeve. Really one of my favorite vampire movies. I like this one vastly better than the Lost Boys. I know that's heresy to many, many, many people. That's too bad. I'm one of those minority opinion guys. 2 discs. It's a beautiful set. I mean, this was out of print for a long time. Briefly came out on theatrically. Briefly came out on VHS and then went away for years. I did rent it on VHS in the late '90s for the first time. So basically, it says all the characters and little quotes of theirs. The late Bill Paxton as Severin. Great name for a character. Lance Henriksen as what's his name? Jesse Hooker. He's a leader of these vampires that dwell in the desert. First desert vampire movie since The Velvet Vampire, which I also reviewed on this channel. I don't know this kid's name. Plays this annoying character as a kid. Gorgeous and sexy, in my opinion, Jeanette Goldstein as Diamondback. Really one of my favorite characters. And then the discs with some more character stuff here. Yeah, I like the kid wears the blue William S. Burroughs shirt. So he's kind of an interview with a vampire-inspired character, and that he was vampirized as a kid and never grows up. And there's this little booklet here. Tells you all about Near Dark. It basically says it was a lost film. It was lost, but it didn't know when it didn't look like it was going to come out on home video again anytime soon after the VHS went out of print. Some of the movie posters. The director, Kathleen Bigelow, who's kind of huge now at Hurt Locker and such, and the cast of Vampire. Adrian Pasdar's in it. He's ostensibly the star. He's like some country boy who gets seduced by this girl who's kind of one of the vampires. I didn't see her picture on here, but she's in here somewhere. The vampire clan that they meet, actually, other than her, they're more interested in those 4 characters. $40 or best offer. Okay, so what next? Sick of this yet? Jubilee Criterion Collection. $20 with the gorgeous Toya Wilcox here, and I don't know if she's gorgeous. Jenny Runeker. She plays a dual role. Few characters play dual roles. This is a weird movie. Derek Jarman. This is one of my punk movies collection, so I definitely will upgrade this to Blu-ray. Hard to describe plot. Look at this crazy fucking character. Now that actor, he was blind. It's very weird. Yeah. When I get the Blu-ray, I'll review it. We don't need to go into that, but it's extremely strange. Really my favorite of the few Derek Jarman films I've seen. Also in Criterion Collection, I'm selling this Orpheus. I think I'm selling this for $22. This is a rare one. It's not the mainline DVD, which came out with a different cover, which I've got the Blu-ray of that one. So I upgraded. I never owned that, but that's the one I've got. This one came in a box set with Jean Cocteau, Blood of a Poet, Orpheus, and Testament of Orpheus. So it's like the Orphic trilogy is what it was called. So it's a rare cover. I originally had this priced much higher, but nobody's buying it. So I eventually marked it down. Orpheus is probably in my top 5 favorite movies. I think I have reviewed this Orpheus on this blue review at some point. It has a little insert, little tiny booklet in here. The great Jean Marais as Orpheus, one of the greats. This one is another Anchor Bay production, Beast with a Gun, Eurocrime film from the 70s, or Polizio Tecci. Beast with a Gun is also known as Mad Dog Killer. It's currently on Blu-ray by Blue Underground under the name Mad Dog Killer. Got Helmut Berger and the late great Marissa Mell, really iconic woman. This one became popularized through Jackie Brown. It's a movie that character played by Bridget Fonda is watching on TV when they're all hanging out and getting stoned. And somebody says, "Is that Rutger Hauer?" And she's like, "No, it's Helmut Berger." And when he slaps her in the scene, everybody in the movie laughs. So it's just the brazenness of it. People who go to see Tarantino's movies, they like the way Tarantino presents this stuff, but they really are clueless about it in any other context, like its original context. So to them, it's hilarious. Even when he pastiches this kind of material, which he does in every movie just about, it's hilarious to people. I'm more into this original stuff than I am Tarantino. Tarantino, his movies, I'm not really a target audience. You would think I would be. And when he first started doing movies, I loved them. By the time Pulp Fiction came out, I was done with him, though. But I did love Jackie Brown. After that, Spotty. Some of his I hate, like Death Proof, which I reviewed on here. And then a few others I hate. And then some I'm like, I'm okay on whatever the last one was called. See, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought it was pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Above average for him. And I have a slight soft spot for Hateful Eight, but other than that, yeah. Other than those three that I said I like, I don't really care about any of his movies. Nero Subianco, Black on White, or Attraction, by the awesome Tito Brass. This was before he settled in with erotica. But these were his avant-garde period. He did 3 movies like this: The Howl, which I've sold that DVD. This one I'm selling, I think, for $20-some. Pretty rare. These are out of print, done by Cult Epics, who also did a lot of great cult releases back then on DVD. They did Cannibal Holocaust. Well, they did Cannibal Holocaust in VHS and Laserdisc. I don't think they did the DVD. It was Grindhouse. What else did they do? A bunch of cool stuff. And weird stuff. In a Glass Cage, I think they did. I'll remember more later. I want to say they did the George Bucharest box set, Sex, Murder, Art, but maybe I'm wrong, which I do plan on reviewing that. I reviewed Necromantic, Halloween 2020. This is another one by Tinto Brass they released 3 of these. This is Deadly Sweet, or Cold Gore Angola, which I think is The Heart in the Mouth, or something like that. Great Jean-Louis Trintignant and Eva Allen, who also played in a giallo a year before that, called Death Laid an Egg by Giulio Questi. I've got that on DVD. I've got that on Blu-ray. His stuff's wild. Well, the 2 I've seen. I also have on Blu-ray his Django Kill, If You Live, Shoot. That's a great one. He was very avant-garde. Tino Brass wasn't quite as effective as Giulio Questi. He was all over the map, but still kind of brilliant in his way. This was strongly... Well, I used some comics work by Guido Crepa, who great French kind of artist, who did Bande Dessinée. That's basically French comic books. His most famous one is probably Valentina. There's a great Valentina movie, Baba Yaga, which I have not upgraded to Blu-ray yet. I had the DVD. I've seen it many times. Haven't reviewed that. If I ever get on Blu-ray, I'll review it. That was all based on Guido Crepa's Valentina comics, in particular the Magic Lantern arc with the character Baba Yaga. In the movie, Carol Baker plays Baba Yaga the Witch. But yeah, so they reunite Trintignant and Olin and do this crazy movie. It's also giallo. It's got, like I said, it's got a lot of the Fumetti influence. Got a lot of comic book graphics, pop art. very 60s. These are both really classy movies. This one's wild and kind of directional. Terry Carter, who later played Colonel Ty in the original Battlestar Galactica, and also uh, played in Foxy Brown by Jack Hill with Pam Grier. Uh, and this gorgeous woman, Anita Saunders, who I know nothing about. So yeah, it's an interracial relationship. It's psychedelic. It's avant-garde. The music is kind of a Greek chorus to the movie done by this band Freedom, which was a pretty damn good kind of prog psych band from that period. So yeah, man, I'm selling all these. Please buy all of them. I desperately need the money. Yeah, not selling these, but I'm selling the original comics. You can buy those too. Howard the Duck, I think I'm selling for $100. I believe it's in really good condition. Turtles, I think I'm selling for 150 to 200 range, but I don't remember. Um, but yeah, they're awesome. All right, so I'm done. Thanks for listening. Sorry this was so long. I will be back with a more coherent, more cogent video in the very near future. Only one I definitely have penciled in to do in the next few days is the Eternals review on Blue Review. Take care.